So there will be a conference championship on the line, and going into every year, that's always our goal is to be a conference championship team. And even though, like I said the last time that I spoke with y'all, that we're not really what you'd call an indoor team just because of our makeup, doesn't mean that we're not going to try to win a championship. And I think probably in looking at the conference list, odds-on favorite has got to be Abilene Christian. They've got a lot of women up there at the top. Got some great solid marks. Yeah, I think WT is going to figure into the mix. I think we'll see Harding have a few players in there, which is a new team to the conference, and so it's really shaping up on paper to be an exciting meet. I think that we're going to be in the mix at the top somewhere, but I would probably have to give a nod to Abilene right now, just based upon paper, of course. I tell our kids that's why they run the meet. You got to do it when it counts from that standpoint. But in addition to a team championship, then obviously it gives our kids an opportunity to win individual national championships as well. Not national championships, conference championships as well. And another opportunity for us to secure some qualifying marks for the national championship. But it'll be contested over Saturday and Sunday. And for like Jordan Gray and Jasmine Ambodi, our two pentathletes, this will be their first opportunity to do a pentathlon this year. So Jordan's got a great opportunity to hit a qualifying mark and to be at the national championships next month in Birmingham. But more importantly, we're trying to go in there and get some first, second, third, and rack up some big points to hopefully help the team. No, this is strictly Lone Star Conference Championship. Texas Tech is very gracious to allow us the use of the facility. Of course, the conference has to rent the facility, but they still allow us to be there. There are other facilities in Texas that wouldn't even allow us to rent their facility. So we're excited about that. It'll be a little different because there's not a host school. Anytime we have an outdoor conference championship, it's always at some institution's home track. So there's that coach is the one that's typically directing the meet and kind of in charge of things like that. And this is really getting done kind of by committee and by the officials crew up there in Lubbock. So it's a little bit different situation than what we typically face at a conference championship meet. But again, it's a great opportunity for our kids not only to compete and try to get better marks for the national meet, but more importantly, an opportunity to try and win a conference championship, which we will, and we'll see how it all shakes out on Sunday evening. Oh, I think so. I think I've said before, there's some good and some bad to go into Lubbock as often as we do. One, our kids definitely get familiar with the facility, so they should be more relaxed going into the competitions, which should allow them to perform better. Downside of it is we miss an opportunity at some different venues across the country to go and compete, but that's the way it is. But I think besides the familiarity with the facility, probably the biggest thing is we've gotten a lot of days of workout underneath our belt since January 12th, which when the first meet was that we went up there. So I do anticipate some better performances. This is typically the weekend that we would open our outdoor season, and historically our first outdoor meet has always produced some really good marks for us, and I think part of that is because typically we're just really anxious going into that because that's our first chance to compete. But I think with the level of training and workout that we've been able to get, that we should see some good facilities some good performances Saturday and Sunday at that facility. Well, I think personally, I think it helps us a great deal because we're still fairly new to the indoor game, and it's nice to be able to go and compete because you can't reproduce that type of adrenaline that you get at a meet in a practice setting. But it's also good for us as coaches to be able to kind of increase the intensity and change the tempos of what we do with our repeats and stuff at practice, and what we're able to do in the practice setting, not having to go to a meet. We can just work right through the week and not worry about having to back off and let them be fresh for a meet. So those 2 weeks, I'm knocking on wood, I think they will pay some great dividends because we have had 2 really good weeks of work underneath our belt. And part of that is because we haven't had to worry about competing.